Brian, well, welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. Hope you are all joining me live outside the London Stadium for today's build-up. A little bit different. I had to be over here earlier today, so I thought I'd do my road trip / build-up live and on air. This is a big game today, and I'm going into it with cautious optimism, which is, I think, the mantra of most West Ham fans going into this today, because Liverpool have been poor. There's no two ways about it. They've been incredibly poor in recent weeks, but then we've also got to temper that with this is Liverpool, and they are champions of England, and they were comfortable champions of England for a reason just last season. So yes, they're on a bad run of form. Yes, we're 3 games unbeaten, but let's have a little bit of sort of cautious optimism, I think, and hopefully we can get out on the front foot today and be positive from the minute one. And if we do get a lead, which would be good, let's protect it by not sitting back entirely, because that's what Nuno seems to be leaning towards more often than not when we do get a lead. It seems to be, let's get the lead and let's just protect it with all costs and go out and just chuck as many defenders on the pitch as possible and really park the bus. Let's avoid that today, because Liverpool can pounce on that and they can pounce quickly. The game can be flung away, in just a couple of minutes. So we need to be alert to it. Defensively, we've been better in recent weeks. When Nuno's come in, he seemed to have tightened us up defensively. Everyone looks a little bit sharper. I thought Todibo looked really good at Bournemouth last week. Up close and in the flesh, he won everything. He was physical, and that's again what we're going to need today. And I urge Nuno to leave Wilson on. He's going to cause mayhem today. I'm convinced of it. Van Dijk has got no confidence. Kanate is very, very shaky. So get Wilson early, up and at them. Get them rattled in that sense, and keep Wilson on. Go for the kill. Go for the juggler. He can play. Even Nuno said that he thought that it was a little bit too premature taking Wilson off after just 52 minutes at the Vitality last week. So leave him on and let him cause mayhem, because our attacking threat instantly, reduces when Wilson goes off and we try and chuck a makeshift striker on. Let's go with what's got us to this position. Let's go with who has worked and played well and try and get some positives out of it. Right, let's take some comments. Good morning to you all. Greece Street Elites, morning Jake, enjoy the game. Thank you very much indeed. Any news on Somerville? That is a concern. I don't know for sure, but I think the word on the street is that he's not going to be available today. Maybe we might have Mavropanos back on the bench, but it's a big blow not having Somerville. It'll be probably Guilherme on the wing, and he didn't rip up any trees last week at Bournemouth and was taken off at half-time, rather harshly, I thought, because other people have had much more opportunities than just 45 minutes. So I think Guilherme will probably get another chance today to prove himself, this time at home against a normally very good opposition. But yeah, we're not expecting Somerville to be involved today. Danny worried he will go negative and play back 5 and for a draw. That's the concern, that's the concern. And even in the game, as it goes on, is he going to just pile on the defenders? He's got to be proactive today, because Liverpool are vulnerable and we need to exploit their vulnerabilities for sure. Wilson will tear Van Dijk a new one. Absolutely he can. And that's what we need to try and achieve today. 100% he can tear him a new one. He's in really good form. Let's try and keep him fit. Let's play Wilson for, say, 70 minutes, and I will guarantee you he will cause nothing but problems for that shaky Liverpool backline today. But having said all of that, they have good players. There's quality in that team. You don't win the league unless you have quality, but it's dysfunctional at the moment, and we need to try and manipulate and expose those vulnerabilities and get at them. It's really bizarre in the build-up to this game. I've been doing this for over 5 years, and I've been supporting West Ham my whole life, and I've consistently said this, for me, feels like the best opportunity in my lifetime to beat Liverpool on merit. We beat them here a few years ago, back when we were brilliant, 3-2, that day when back in the Europe days. But we blew them away that day. But this time it feels like Liverpool are 12th in the league. They've won 6, they've lost 6 out of their opening 12 games. They haven't had a draw yet, and I think it could be a draw today. So I think they could break their 12-game not drawing curse at the London Stadium today. But we'd all take a point, wouldn't we? let's not get too excited about it. We'd all take the point, and a 2-2 draw and a bonus point, really. When we look at it at the start of the season, we think Liverpool at home, we write it off. It's a bit of a free hit, even though they are poor, and even though they have been a mid-table side so far this season. This game still feels like a free hit in the sense of everybody associates Liverpool as a really tough game, because it is. And if we can come out like Forest did last week, all Nuno had to do in the week was just show the blueprint of what his former side Nottingham Forest did at Anfield last week. How many times do we see teams go to Anfield and dominate and win 3-0? It was a magnificent performance by Sean Dyche's men, and Nuno just needs to literally show them that and say, this is what we're working with. It worked for my former side, Forest, last week, and it can work for us today. And that's what we've got to try and get out of it. And hopefully that is the plan from Nuno Espirito Santo today. Hoping for a back four, in all honesty. Yeah, I think he'll chuck Igor in as well. Mavropanos coming back, so he's got options today. He's got Igor, he's got Kilman, he's got Todibo, and he's possibly got Mavropanos alongside the wing backs as well. So there's options for Nuno today. So it'll be interesting to see the defensive makeup of West Ham when that team lineup is announced a little bit later on. I wouldn't start Guilherme, but who else could possibly start as a threat going forward? That's the thing. He did at the second half of Bournemouth last week. He put Walker Peters into that role and just pushed him up a little bit. He could do that. I'd quite like to see Guilherme again. I'd quite like to see him have another go, in my opinion. But there we go. Indeed, smash the like button. Thank you very much for that, mate. Let's scroll up. I'd love to see Conte. Very exciting. The young player, absolutely. I doubt it, but it seems like a really good and exciting young player for sure. Talking of young and exciting players, Freddie Potts, a player that will be pivotal to any West Ham success today, in the sense that he's a player that's going to move the ball around quickly, dictate things in midfield. And that's where Liverpool have been shaky. They've been shaky everywhere, but in midfield, they've been dominated. And if we can get Paqueta, who's back after his one-game ban, Fernandes and Potts working together, combining to really grasp the game in midfield, then it's a good opportunity for West Ham. Bowen, big game for Bowen today. He's a big game player. He always turns up in these big occasions, and he's had a quiet few weeks. He's not done a hell of a lot, but I'm convinced today he's going to turn up, and it will either be a fantastic performance, an assist, or a goal. I can just see a goal from outside of the box today, and I'm convinced Bowen's going to get himself on a score sheet, because big game player, he'll turn up today, and he'll show what he is worth. Budgie, thank you very much indeed. I was pretty sure, but I didn't want to say Budgie just in case it wasn't. But yeah, thank you very much. My prediction. My gut is telling me a draw. I'll be totally honest. I would love to stand here and predict a win, but I'm going on cautious optimism. That is my mantra for today. It has been in the lead up to this game. So in light of my cautious optimism, I'm going to predict a 2-2 draw. There's going to be goals in it. Both defences aren't probably as strong as each manager would like. And I think 2-2, Bowen's going to score. Salah always scores against us, so no doubt he'll pop up. It'll be interesting to see when that lineup comes out, whether Slot is bold and drops players like Salah and Van Dijk, who haven't stepped up in recent weeks. It's going to be interesting. It will be an exciting afternoon. Of course, we are live on Sky Sports. And for people coming over to the London Stadium today, let's try and get Billy Bonds' Claret and Blue Army chanted round the London Stadium on the 4th minute and onwards from there, to wish a club legend well, and hopefully get well soon to Billy Bonds. Also, before I go, one of our own as well, Mad Dog Martin Allen, is doing a 5-kilometre Santa Dash today for charity. After the show, I'll pop the link to his fundraising page in the description. Just before I came on air, he's just shy of £6,000, and he'd love to reach that target before it gets underway today. So if you know about it, and if you can, please go over and donate to a fantastic cause. The link will very soon be in the description. But she says, what are your thoughts on Potts and Conte central, Jake? I think he'll stick with Fernandes and Paqueta and Potts. I think that'll be the midfield three today. But it's an option. It's an option that we could explore if a player gets injured or another player's out, like Paqueta was. Souček, of course, is still there, and I'd love to see Souček go back to that sort of super sub role today, whether it's him chucked up front or having that impact in the final 20 minutes, because that's the last thing that Konate and Van Dijk are going to want to see with 20 minutes to go today. If Wilson has run them ragged, the last thing they want to see is Thomas Souček coming on to replace him and do the exact same role in that sense. if Konate plays, I've moved Bowen about a bit and let him panic him. He is under a lot of pressure. High press. Let's not give them any time off. 100%. Graham, I'll be watching at home here in Canada. Very good, Graham. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Morning, mother. I hope you are well. Hope all is well back in lovely, gorgeous Somerset. But yeah, it's a little bit brisk at the London Stadium. I was with just a moment ago. I was with former West Ham striker Jimmy Quinn, and we both mentioned how chilly it was, and it's rather fresh. The sun is out and the blue sky is present, but it's deceiving because my hand's cold holding the phone because it is a little bit chilly. So it's going to hopefully lighten up a little bit later on, and it will lighten up into a West Ham win, maybe, or a draw. I think we would take that. Very good. Oh, how cute. Hello, Dad. I hope you are well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to having a pint and a pie and seeing West Ham try and utilise one of our best opportunities to beat Liverpool at home in recent memory, because they are vulnerable and they can be got at, and we just need to do the right things, be nothing but, I mean, if we get beaten on merit today, fair enough. If Liverpool turn up and they finally turn it on and they put a brilliant performance in, okay, fine. But if we turn up and Nuno gets the game plan wrong today and Liverpool are bad and we're just worse, then I think questions will begin to be raised in that sense. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be sacked, of course not, but there'll be frustration in the sense of this feels like an opportunity. Even though it is a free hit and even though it is Liverpool, it feels like an opportunity. And I get that sense already. Jeff Pike has walked past me, Rufus Brevett, Stuart Slater, all of the ex-players are beginning to turn up. And every one of them I spoke to has said, this is an opportunity today and West Ham need to capitalise and use it to, again, keep those points going. We've got Man United in the week, Brighton away next weekend. I'll be there, and that's a tough game, but again, it's not an unachievable and unattainable game. So the most important thing for West Ham is just to keep those points ticking over. That's why I wasn't too mad at only the point last week when we were 2-0 up at Bournemouth, because we'd have all taken a point beforehand. We'll all take a point today. We'll all take a point at Man United on on Thursday, and then probably Brighton on Sunday. So just keeping it ticking over is the main thing for West Ham. Spread the goals about. Let's get some confidence in those legs of the West Ham players. And yeah, have a good afternoon. But if you're coming over to London Stadium, I hope you have a fantastic day. If you're watching it at home on the box, then I hope it is good. And I hope the boys turn up, because I certainly do. But yeah, people just got at the London Stadium. 2-2 prediction from me. I think we will get against Liverpool today. Thoughts in the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to West Ham Official if you are new. And until the next one, I'm going to put my phone away because my hands are a little bit chilly. So come on, you irons, do the business today, and let's make a memorable afternoon at the London Stadium. We'll see you soon. A vlog later, instant match reaction, all of that stuff. We've got you covered right here on West Ham Unofficial, and I will take those final few comments before I do depart. Sharky, oh dear, I've pressed the wrong button. Sharky did comment, but I don't know where it's gone. I'll be totally honest. But anyway, there we go. Right, see, we're live, people. Let's try that again. There we go. Hey to all in the chat, massive game this one. It is. It feels massive and it feels like a big opportunity. You are right, mate. Absolutely, Budgie. Don't forget to give the stream hype later, peeps. There's another way to support the channel and hit that like button as well. That'd be greatly appreciated to all of you. 2-1 West Ham. I like the confidence. Budgie, I like it. Absolutely. Let's hope that rings true today. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. That Liverpool rot has got to be stopped at some point. But let's make sure. Let's do everything we can to ensure that the rot does not stop. That's how everybody else has done. Nuno has the blueprint. Sean Dyche did it last week. Replicate it. Get 3 points. And let's get the London Stadium bouncing this afternoon. And I was seeing right here on West Ham Official. You heard it here first. 2-2. Bowen will score from outside of the box. You heard it here first. Come on.